Jatin sir. So just to introduce myself, I am a former tennis player,
Okay.
and so I founded Planox when I was in the UK. So I worked with Manchester United. I lived in Mumbai. I was in Xavier's and covered Ranji quite a lot for some time. For Times of India as an intern, it helped me pay my rent. And then I worked across publications with Forbes, etc. And with
Right.
Planox, we're doing, grassroots activities, etc. I'll send you a deck individually after this. So firstly,
Sure,
Jatin sir,
sure.
to begin with, I just want to ask you, tell us more about Khelomore.
And no, no, Taruka, great to know that you are a tennis player. I kind of prepped a little bit before this call, so I read through that. Uh, and please call me just call me Jatin. There's no sir where I've not done anything to deserve that. Essentially, Khelomore is a platform which aims at bringing easy access to sports for Indians. If you want to play a sport, or if you want to learn a sport, or if you want to buy any sports products, we really don't have one go-to platform as a sports consumer. For like you do for for food or for travel or for e-commerce, you have all these consolidated marketplaces, these consolidated platforms, which allow you ease of access. But for sport, you don't have one-stop shop. So Khilomore essentially is founded on the idea of aggregating the supply side of sports, and currently we have aggregated venues. So we have more than 3,000 venues which are aggregated on the platform, and these are not clubs or gymkhanas. These are private venues, which can be booked for an hour or a couple of hours. So when I say venue, I mean a football turf or a badminton court, or a tennis court, or a cricket pitch, or a cricket stadium, for example. These are the kind of venues we have on our platform, and you as a consumer can book an hour or 2 hours, or you can do bulk booking across several weeks as well. You can reschedule your bookings. You can, these venues are booked by teams basically, but there's one person who's paying for the entire team. But on our platform, you can split that payment across 10 or 15 or 20 of your as well. So that's the platform we are building. It's a website and an app. And currently, we are seeing a huge amount of traction from across the country. We are in about 15 cities right now, but all of them are showing growth. I have no hesitation in saying that Indians have really kind of included sports in their lives, essentially.
Great. I would like you to elaborate more on that because, as a former Indian cricketer yourself, and you've seen how the sporting landscape has evolved for the
Yeah,
better, and, with government initiatives, private organizations coming forward with government organizations coming forward to support sports.
yeah.
Uh, how positive has this change been, and what else can be done to improve it? Because it has still not seeped down to the grassroots level as much as someone like our country should be boasting about to become a superpower in sports.
No, Taruka, I think you have a great point there that it's not seeped down, and why, what are the kind of speed breakers involved, is a it's going to be a long conversation actually, because there are so many stakeholders involved in it. But essentially, India, Taruka, has the youngest population in the world. And it is going to remain the youngest population in the world for 7 to 10 decades. So there's a lot of demand for sports, but it is unserved demand right now. And I think the one big obstacle is just knowing about a venue or knowing about a coach, which is called as discovery, right? Discovery is the one big problem. I mean, think of it for yourself, right? As a tennis player, you would know your 6 or 7 good coaches in a city where you will be happy to recommend somebody. But for that parent who wants their daughter to start tennis, they have no clue. as to which is the right tennis court, so which is the right venue to play at. So I think discovery is a big part of what our mission is. And currently, like I said, we have a lot of venues on our platform. Now, during the months of June and July, you will see that thousands of certified coaches will be listed on our platform as well. So we'll essentially become an access to sports app, and all the and I feel that access will enable a lot of participation. I always use the example of Instamart. Instamart, when they started off, I thought कि यार स्विगी के पास तो बहुत पैसा है, इन लोग जो चाहिए वो कर रहे हैं. And I thought I'll never be an Instamart consumer, but I go on Instamart and keep ordering stuff all the time, because it's so convenient. And in the same way, if you can bring a sport very nicely packaged through an app, nicely, elegantly delivered to you, where it's easy to make a payment, it's very easy to go and play sport, easy to connect with other sports people. I think things will just take off with the help of technology. So our entire effort is all technology hinged, Taruka. We always will have technology as a fulcrum for whatever we do. So whatever we do, we will productize it first. We will experiment through an A/B model, but do it through technology, because technology can do a lot of heavy lifting that your otherwise operations team does. For example, so technology is at the forefront of what we do.
Okay, Jatin sir, I'm just moving to another room because my boss
Okay,
has
no.
come. So I work with Navneet sir. Navneet Sehgal sir is the chairman of Prasar Bharati, and
Oh,
he
yes.
is UP. Yes, and he is UP Badminton Association's president. And
Right.
because you said this, about Khelomore, and I've mentioned it to sir actually, that we must have, because right now we're not on a digital platform, like we want
Yeah.
something like you have.
Yes.
So
So
that is good because you mentioned, and I saw it, and the first thing when I saw the website, I was going through it was like कि badminton के लिए तो ये perfect है. मतलब we've been wanting to do that because
yeah.
we have like foreign coaches, etc. Good, and there are times when we have the bandwidth to allow.
So
Anyways, go. हाँ जी sir.
yeah. So I think access to sport is the key completely, and technology provides that access to sport in a very easy manner. So I think whatever we do, we feel that technology will be a big kind of removal of blockers in this participation ecosystem.
Definitely, sir. And also, good that you have good investments also, like Dream 11, Dream Sports is supporting you guys, etc. Is does that help? Is there any collaboration? Because does it help with the outreach, with reaching more targets? What are the challenges also you face in the market?
Uh, so I think the challenge is, if if we were talking about 4 or 5 years before this, Taruka, I would have said that we are a little ahead of our time in terms of having a platform. But today we are not seeing any challenge at all. It is just as an early stage company, you can only do so much, with the resources that you have. And for us, that is the only challenge. Is there a product market fit for us? I will say 1000% there is a product market fit for us. So instead of 15 cities, can we be in 150 cities? I would say, oh, absolutely. If we can be in 100 cities, we can be in 200 cities. Look at Oyo. Oyo is in about 500 Indian cities. Don't 500 Indian cities need sport? Of course, they need sport. So it's all a question of resources and doing things systematically, building a Taruka, building a self-sufficient company is very, very top of my priority as a founder. That I want Khelomore to be financially self-sustaining. So that is a big kind of thing for me, and it's also a challenge, but it's also a nice challenge to have. So from my perspective, just to answer your question, there are absolutely no obstacles. It is because we have so many great platforms, like I mentioned earlier, Swiggy, Make My Trip, Amazon, and because we have the government's push on digitization, Taruka, is helping us a lot. Because today, look at a common benefit transfer that is being done digitally by the government. So in the smallest of villages, in the smallest of towns, Indians are very adept at handling technology. So that obstacle of somebody knowing how to book through a platform has gone, because of the amount of digitization available in the country. So for me, there's no obstacle. It's how much capital you raise, and how you decide to allocate that capital towards growth and profitability, is always a challenge.
I understand. Also, understanding which you rightly said, also, digitization has helped. I'm also thinking more because I think because I have also worked a lot for the past 7 years working with the state government. Their one main biggest challenge is to do things systematically at the grassroots level. And,
Yeah,
like they have hostels, etc., but at certain locations. For
yeah,
example, we have talking about UP because I'm based out of here and I look after the sports here. We have amazing infrastructure. We
yeah,
have amazing sports colleges with
yeah,
a very good, and at one point we were just churning out very good athletes, but that has gone down. Despite we've scaled up infrastructure wise, what we don't have is how to work systematically, and
yeah,
that's I think the biggest roadblock. Uh, I think which all states face because I worked in Odisha also, same story. UP,
yeah,
same story. When I talk to my counterparts in other states, it's the same story. So,
yeah.
do you think something like Khelomore and government or the sports departments working together can bridge this gap, can work in, say, like a PPP model or something?
Yeah, 100%. And just going back to your comment on UP, so many of my cricketer friends have come through the sports hostel scheme, right, in UP. And like when I was playing under 19 cricket, I had at least three or four of my friends who came from Kanpur sports hostels. So UP has had a long tradition of incubating grassroots sports, and mark my words, those days will come back again with a bigger bang, because people like Khelomore will work with state associations.